good, YouTube? You already know. Back up on the channel. You know what I'm saying? Telling my stories. Shout out to all my peoples out there. Like I always start telling their stories. You heard? Everybody telling their stories. Shout out to them. B. Tell them stories. Let people know what it is. You heard? That your stories. Tell them because people want to know. You heard? Word. So we're just gonna start this off. See if anybody come in the room. There's supposed to be a couple people watching me. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna chill out for a few minutes and see what's popping. All right, YouTube. It seems like I guess people ain't home from work yet. All my fans. Anyway, shout out to all my fans out there. I ain't got too many, but the ones I got, shout outs to them. Keeping the channel alive. Leave your comments, leave your likes. You already know. Subscribe to the channel. Anything you hear, anything you want to comment on, already know. Holla at me. But anyway, today's story is, my time on Rikers Island. I ain't no big jailbird type dude, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never did like a whole bunch of time up north or nothing crazy like that. But I've had my fair shares of Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? I'm not exactly an angel. I have my little his and theirs with the Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? Word. So let me get straight into it. Boom. It's like maybe 1996. I'm probably like 17, maybe 16, 17 years old. You know, we out there, we chilling. And, back then, it was easy to get into a fight on the street. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Nowadays, kids don't really fight. They just run up, shoot you. You can't even argue with a person, and you're most likely going to end up tragic. But back in the days, it was easy to get into a fair one real quick. You know what I'm saying? So here I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably like 16, 17-year old. Like I said, I done had my fair share of tickets, hopping the train, doing whatever, getting back and forth. You know what I mean? Not having no bread in my pocket or whatever, doing whatever I had to do to get 2 hours. So, these hopping the train tickets, they would be violations and joints. And when violations rack up, eventually, it would turn to like, a misdemeanor or something like that. I don't really remember how it works, but something like that. So I was the type of dude that I had a whole bunch of violations, for like I said, hopping on trains, riding on walls, basically almost every little violation you could have, I done had. Right. So boom, I get into this little street fight, whatever. Right. So I get arrested for that. So I didn't go nowhere. Nothing. It was the normal DAT, whatever. That's when they was giving out DATs or whatever. So they let me go. Same night, I get caught selling dope. You know what I'm saying? On the corner. You know what I mean? So, for all you dudes who trap nowadays, the corner was the trap back in the days. You know what I mean? You stand on that corner and try to out hustle other niggas who was there with you, trying to hustle and get money too. And that's just the way it was. You had to protect your stash. You had to watch out for everything you do. You had to watch out for cops. You had to watch out for everything. There wasn't no pick up your phone and just go see the dude and none of that. You know what I mean? I mean, you had your beepers, but whatever. But anyway, I got caught stealing dope, right? So this charge, bought me a guarantee first ride to the Rock. You heard? So here I am, first time on Rikers Island. Don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I done heard mad crazy stories about where I'm going and all that. And it's crazy. So I'm looking at the guard and I'm talking to the guard and I'm like, yo, you know, um, where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? And the guard is like, the guard is like, you're going to Rikers. So I'm like, all right. So I lace up my boots to get ready. You already know. So on my way to Rikers, I'm seeing this famous bridge and everything that you heard stories of and all that. Until now, I ain't never been on Rikers. I never visit nobody, nothing. I used to hear the stories with my older cousins and all that. And they come home, they did a bunch of time up north, whatever. They would come home and tell me their stories or whatever. Until now, but now I'm on Rikers Island. You see, what I'm saying I'm on Rikers now for the first time. So as I'm going through, I see a couple of dudes or whatever on the bus that I knew, from the street, and they looking at me like damn dogs, they put you on the island. They asked me about my charge and all that, and I'm like, yeah, I got caught with the dope, whatever, and they was like, yo, first offense or whatever. Yeah, he's like, damn, they put you on the island or something. Yeah. So my man is telling me like, yo, son, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. But you gotta lace up your boots now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be ready to throw down because as soon as you get off this bus, man, and you get into these buildings, man, it's gonna be crazy. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not trying to scare you or nothing like that. So I'm like, all right, at this time I'm 17 years old. I'm with it. I'm for whatever comes. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. I ain't no chump. I'm in the street. I'm doing whatever it takes. You know what I mean? So we get there. You know. So here we go. Now I'm walking around with this, watching my back attitude because this, he put it in my head that it's gonna get crazy and all that. And I ain't gonna lie, it was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. My first night, I seen a fight there. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I walked into the house, young kids was getting it on. I don't really remember the dorm, but I remember going to my one. That back in the '90s, that was like the new Jack dorm, I guess, or whatever. And I learned that because, of course, I ended up going back and I realized that all right, this is the new Jack dorm. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. My one in the new Jack dorm. I see all these kind of young kids running around. They bring me down like these long stairs after walking a long hallway, and like they it goes into corridors and all that. You know what I mean? For anybody who hasn't been on Rikers Island, it's corridor C-74, mostly mods and all that. You know what I mean? I mean, you got your cell houses and all that, but it's mods, dorms. So here I am in the dorm, man, feeling like I'm in a movie, bro, because this is the only place I ever seen something like this. You know what I'm saying? Was in a movie, like back to back bunks and all this craziness. So word. So I'm sitting there. I go to court like 2 days later, right? I go to court like 2 days later. Now, the same kid, the same kid who told me, yo, it's gonna get crazy, and all that. I seen him again. He's coming back to court with me. That's my son too. I don't really want to say his name, but if he's watching or if he ever watches, he knows who he is. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me. You heard, bro? But anyway, same kid. We back on the bus going to court. So he's like, yo, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. Ain't nothing really, really crazy happened or nothing like that, right? So he was like, all right, that's good, man. That's good. He asked me what house you in. I was like, in mod one. He was like, oh, all right. So you were the New Jack house. So we confirmed that and everything. So I was like, all right. He was like, but still, bro, they might just move you. So just don't get too comfortable nowhere because they might move you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. So boom, we go to court. We come back. The judge remanded both of us, right? I think he was in there for a robbery or something. He had caught somebody. So they remanded us, right? So now on the way back, we see some other dudes, that we know, and we don't really, I don't really mess with these dudes. And I wouldn't say he really messes with them, but we know them. They from the hood. We know them. We seen them before. So I ain't gonna lie, he gives them the same kind of advice and shit. But he was like, there was five of us. He was like, yo, check it out, bro. All five of us gonna go in and we're gonna hold it down. All five of us, even if we didn't really know each other or even mess with each other like that. So once we confirm that it might get crazy because he said coming back from court or going to court is when it goes down. You know what I'm saying? That's like when the robberies and the cuttings and all the craziness goes down, really. So yeah, so once he said that, we started preparing, doing what we got to do. So boom, now, I've been here probably like, wait, hold up. Oh, we back on the bus. Boom, we get back off. They separate us though. They separate us. They take him this time. They took him that way and they separate all of us. I'm no longer in mile one. Right? I think I was like in something Maine at the time. 10 Maine or something like that. They put me in. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, bro. Like for real. But anyway, I'm not even my one no more, right? I'm some remanded dorm or something. So boom, we good. We go out to lunch. Everything is all right, cool. So here I am doing my time, man, and it's like my little whatever remanded time. So I go back to court, and it hasn't really popped off yet. So now I'm like, where's all these crazy stories that people be talking about and all that. But I realized that I wasn't that deep into the building yet. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I go back to court. They lower my classification, right? Once they lower my classification, I'm thinking I'm all good and everything, but I still got remanded, right? So I'm arguing now with the lawyer because I'm like, yo, first time offender, I should be this, let go, whatever. But he's talking about something about the stamp I got caught with, whatever at that time. So they was investigating that or whatever, And I try to tell him like, yo, I'm just a worker. I just work it. I don't own it, nothing, whatever. But anyway, I took the dope charge, right? I copped out to the dope charge. So now I'm on the island. Now I'm deeper in the building. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where the hell they sent me. I definitely went to two upper. I've been in two upper before. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna sit here and thank God that, I didn't experience what most people experience in that house because it's an all blood house and they will chop you into pieces. You see what I'm saying? So for the little hour or 2 hours that I was in that house, I was glad that I was able to go through because at this time, Bloods wasn't really strong like they strong now. And they had the house, but and they was on it at this time because they was making a name for themselves and all that. So, I'm glad that, I got able to go through there being a Spanish light skinned dude, you know what I'm saying? All safe because it could go down, man. And that's what I'm telling you, bro. But that being said, I did see somebody, what I mean, get they ass whipped. You know what I mean? They wanted his jacket. Let me see if I can remember if I don't know. He had on like some sort of Nordica looking like windbreaker rubbery type jacket that they wanted. And he was a black kid. He was a black kid and he wasn't with it. He wasn't trying to give up the jacket. So, they started smoking him. The whole house started smoking him over the jacket. And, son wasn't giving up the jacket. As bad as they were smoking him, he was not giving up the jacket. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. They was beating him down. They were smoking him. Now I'm watching. Now I'm listening to my man in my head, like, yo, it could get crazy. So I'm just looking around, you know what I'm saying? Because anybody could come from behind me and do something because everybody's paying attention to what's going on right here. The CO was like, wait the fuck over there. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. You heard? Boom. So the kid gets washed up. He gets washed up, but he don't give up the jacket. I'm talking about they ripped the jacket every which way. The sleeve was ripped and like the pocket was ripped and even the back of it was ripped and everything. So I'm not really sure if they pulled out razors on them or anything, but if they did, that all that saved them. You know what I mean? And at this time, you could wear hoodies on the island. You know that you can't wear hoodies no more, but you could wear hoodies on the island, which in that case could be a good thing and a bad thing because you could wear the hoodie in case niggas try to wet you. You know what I mean? But then again, you could wear the hoodie and they'll pull that over your head and wet you up. So, it depends how you work the hoodie. You feel me? Word. But yeah, they washed the kid up. The kid didn't give up the jacket. You know what I mean? He not only did he not give up the jacket, he went around collecting the pieces that they had ripped off, like putting them in his pocket, basically saying like, y'all niggas ain't get the jacket though. You know what I mean? So that was that was cool. And boom, that was into upper. You know what I mean? This is still my first time on Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? Young 16-year-old kid, dirty, don't got no type of commissary, no money, no nothing. My mom's is home worried about me. Word. Just doing stupid stuff in the street got me in a bad situation. So boom, same time, about a week goes by, they didn't take the kid's jacket. He moved on. I don't know if he ended up having a fight or whatever, but he moved on. They lowered my classification. I guess they investigated whatever they was gonna investigate, and my indictment, they lowered my classification from what I understand. So they moved me out of that house into another house, and this house it was popping too. You see what I'm saying? As soon as I got there, they was fighting over the phone. It's like I didn't even walk into the house, and they was already fighting over the phone. I see some black kid fighting with some Latin King kid over the phone because the Latin King kid was like, nah, there ain't no slot time left on his phone. And the black kid, was like, nah, I'm trying to get on the phone. I need to get on the phone. So it's like every time the CO turned around, these dudes was going at it for that slot time. You know what I'm saying? Word. So now I'm in this house where it like pops off every day. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow. So I'm hearing all these stories about HDM, 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 and they like, yo, yeah, that's not where you want to be, or whatever, or whatever, whatever, whatever. But anyway, I'm just like trying to get out of here. I'm just going along with the flow and just glad that everything is so far so good. You heard? Word. I done seen Duke get jumped for the jacket already. I see these two fighting over a phone. I still haven't seen a blade yet, though. You know what I mean? I still haven't seen a blade yet. You heard? Word. So now maybe it's like a month. I did like my first time on the island. I did like probably 2 months. So I'm like a month in right now, right? So here I go. I see my son that was on the bus with me from the very beginning. So he's like, yo, Mach, you still, he used to call me Macho or whatever. So he's like, yo, Mach, you still here, bro? And I told him, I was like, yeah, they're investigating that stamp I had or whatever, whatever. So they just still got me here. So he was like, damn, son. But he was all bubbled up this time, you know. So I'm like, damn, son, what the hell happened to you? He was like, I had to get it shaken, niggas, and he's a small dude. He's a small dude. So I just could just picture him getting shaken in one of them little dorms. You know what I'm saying? And he had a higher classification. So he was in those worse houses than me, you know what I mean, at this time. I had a drug charge, he had a robbery charge. But yeah, I could see him like really trying to get it on, you heard? But he was muffled. They beat him up bad, and they had a big eye, busted lip, his ear was all swollen. He ain't care though. He was just like, yo, I had to get it rocking, dudes are gonna respect me, whatever. So like again, like I said, shout out to him. If he ever watches this video, I don't really want to say your name and put you out there like that, but you already know. Same situation though. Like I said, we was only there a month. We facing the remand. I'm still on the remand. So, but now I'm a little closer to son. I guess they lower his classifications or something, but that ain't last long because now he on the floor with me. You know what I mean? In the house we was in and walking the floors with me. I used to see him in the hallway all the time, going to the infirmary, to the meds, all that. So he on the floor with me. So one day, he's on the line. And like he's giving me like these eye winks and stuff, like yo, like basically like yo, check this out, like watch what happens right now. So I don't got no idea about what's to happen. I'm just watching him. I'm thinking he's bugging out, whatever. And he's just giving me this look, like like pay attention. What I mean, pay attention. So here we go. C-74, two houses crossing. If I remember right, I think it was 4 main and whatever upper. I don't know, or down, lower, whatever. But they was passing each other, right? And as they was passing each other, son just did some crazy ass spin, right? He just spinned. And it's like the CO didn't see him, like the CO was way down there making sure that everybody came out of like the stairwell and all that. And like the other CO from the other dorm was like over there by the lunch door where they all come out of. So it's like nobody even seen what happened, but I seen what happened because he was already looking at me, and he was giving me that look like, yo, watch this. So he did some spin shit, right? And like he spinned around like he was dancing or whatever. But then a few minutes later, you see what I'm saying? You hear a dude screaming. He's like, ah, ah. Boom, and you see the blood, right? You see the blood. And the blood is falling. The CO's like, oh, turn around, get on the wall, turn around, get on the wall, putting niggas on their knees, get on the wall, don't look back, doing all this crazy stuff. You heard? So now this is the first time I seen blood, on the island. I seen Duke get jumped for the jacket, but he handled it, whatever. But this is the first time I see Duke bleeding. So now my eyes is open, right? I'm like, wow. So Duke is bleeding. They come, they get him. Nothing happens to my son because they locked down the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew who did it. He walked off, and it was crazy. You see what I'm saying? So when I see him again, right? When I see him again, we in the in the doctors in the meds, trying to get some medicine, help me sleep and shit. And he was like, "Yo, you seen that?" He was like, "That's how you gotta be, son." And I was like, "Yo, I ain't really see nothing, man. All I know is that I seen you spin and Duke was wet like that." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I had the razor right in my sleeve." You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, "Yo, where you got it from?" And he's like, "Yo, I taped them together. I took them out the razors they gave you to shape it, and he taped them together somehow, so to make like a real nice one." And he wet Duke. And he was like, "Yo, that's how you gotta be, son. You gotta keep your eyes open for shit that I just did. You see what I just did?" And he was talking about that. That's in on the island or whatever. Niggas will spin on you and you won't even see what the hell happened and you be bleeding. So I was like, damn, son, I gotta keep my eyes out for that one, son. You heard? So again, shout outs to him because if it wasn't for him, he helped me a lot through the island, you know what I'm saying? And after that, I got moved. After that, they took me out the building. I guess my classification got lowered again. I got moved. They put me in the Sprungs. You know what I'm saying? Now the Sprungs, I never been on the island, so now I'm on the Sprungs. People's like, "Yo, yeah, these buildings is new, but I like them because it's not like the building or whatever, whatever, whatever." So, some other OG was like, "Don't get too comfortable in here because these dudes in here are just dudes that are scared to be in the building. And these dudes will snitch on you or whatever if you smoke or if you do whatever. Don't be getting comfortable with these dudes." Sure. So I ain't gonna lie, I had on like some Tims. They wasn't the best pair of looking Tims, but they wasn't rusty or nothing. But boom, I got on some Tims. Some Indian dude comes up to me. He's like, "Yo, I'm going up north. I'm gonna need them boots." It's like I ain't even paying him no mind. Like he wasn't even there. And then I just seen what my man did and what he told me. I'm looking at this dude like, and then he's like I don't know, like some Pakistani nigga. Like, get the fuck out of here, you know? Or whatever. So, I'm in the sprung. I don't even remember the fucking number, fucking sprung going because that shit's so corny. But yeah, I got moved out of there quick. You know what I'm saying? This nigga over here, boom. Got moved out of there for the reason because they brought me back down to the tombs and instead of remanding me, they let me go, which was crazy. I ended up, beating the case after a while, which was cool. But that was my first time on Rikers Island. I definitely did see blood because of my son. And it wasn't as crazy as I thought and the way he made it sound. But I feel like if I would have got to get deeper into the building, it would have been more crazy. But it definitely wasn't my last. You heard? Now, probably like 2 years, 2, 3 years go by. I'm probably like 20 years old now, right? And I'm gonna tell you, every time I've been on Rikers Island, I've been there for drugs too. But like 2 or 3 times I've been there for some real just dumb shit. You heard? Because they just didn't have no room to put a dude, and they put me on Rikers Island. Like, yo, what? But anyway, boom. Second time on Rikers Island. I'm probably like 20 years old. And like I said, I ain't no crazy jailing ass dude. You know what I mean? I've been in and out the island a couple of times, but in years distance, So second time on Rikers Island, I feel a little more confident now coming through. You know what I'm saying? I done seen this place. I done seen, that's what's wrong with some of these dudes. You heard that when they first go in, they feel that fear. But once they do it, they feel like they can do it. And that's what keeps them going back. You heard? For all my young dudes and even my older dudes, get that out your head. You heard? Jail sucks, no matter if you know it well or if you don't know it well, if it's your first time or your 50th time, bro. It sucks. Period. And that's word. You heard? But like I said, here I am coming through. You know what I'm saying? Second time, I'm feeling more confident about myself. I already seen all these areas. I ran through the tombs. I seen all that already. So I'm not as worried as you know, as I was the first time. You know what I'm saying? Word. So I'm coming through. You know, this time I'm not on the 4 building. I'm on the 3 building. You know, by the way, if I am gonna be a jail type dude, and whenever I was on Rikers Island, the 3 building was my favorite building. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? When I was on the 3 building, I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of smooth because, like I said, 3 building is easy to move around. And, you know, you get to see people. You get to see people. You know, C-74 is just full of violence. I mean, three building, you could get it too. Any building, you could get it. But, you know, C-74 is just full of violence. OBCC full of violence. HDM full of violence. Even now, the Beacon, it's just violent houses. You know what I mean? So, you know, these are the houses you want to try to avoid if you really don't want no problems. If you're about that and you live in that life and you like that stuff, then those are the houses for you. But, you know, word. But yeah, hold on a second. Word. So boom, my second time up on Rikers Island. I'm running through through the 3 building, right? And let me rephrase, I ain't even gonna say running through it. I'm cause you know, I'm not running through there cutting dudes and nothing. I'm just a dude who defends himself. If you try to act up, you're gonna respect me, you heard? But I don't be out there trying to look for a name. Even back then when I was a teenager, I wasn't trying to look for a name. My name stands out by itself, Big Sem. You know what I'm saying? FCW, niggas fuck with me, you heard? I just got that swag, you heard? Work. So here I am. I'm coming through second time on the island. You heard I'm like 20 years old. Ain't even that worried about it. I went through the bus. I ain't even thinking about none of the things I used to think about on the first time, right? So as soon as we get there, the 3 building, boom, get off the bus, niggas is getting it rocking. Latin Kings, blood going to war. It's crazy. I get into a house. I don't even know what house this is because it's a new house. You know what I mean? And you know, my bad because like I said, I didn't really go through there taking pictures with my mind of where I'm at or none of that. I was just going with the flow. So I don't really remember too many names of like infirmaries or buildings. Niggas be knowing the name of buildings and houses and the bed they was in and they number and all that. I don't know all that. You know what I'm saying? Word. All I know is I've been there and I've seen what I've seen. Cause you know, this is real stories, no gimmicks, you heard? That's all it is. So holla at me. Leave a comment, leave a like, tell your friends about me. You heard? It is what it is. But word, second time on the island. I'm coming through, niggas already getting it rocking, bloods and kings going to war. You heard? So as soon as I get there, you see what I'm saying? I see a dude, he's like trying to pass by, right? It's a Spanish dude. He's trying to pass by. You know, he's trying to pass by. And the black dude is just like, you know, he just kept his knees there. And I don't think it was intentional or not. And I just think he felt like the way the Spanish guy asked him wasn't too, you know, it wasn't too friendly, I guess. I don't know, man. But anyway, he didn't move his legs. So when the Spanish dude looked down, you know, the Spanish dude looked down on him and he saw like he was playing. So the Spanish dude snuffed him. Boom. Right? So now, boom, he snuffed them. They getting it rocking. It's crazy. The SEALs in the bubble. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. Everybody's keeping it quiet. They in the way back in the dorm, getting it shaking, right? So to me, nobody won. To me, nobody won. They threw their even punches or whatever, whatever. So the CO comes in. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that. Shakima Williams, your brother died in jail. It's messed up, man. It's I'm saying, Joe, ain't no joke, man. It got happen to anybody, whether you real, fake, you know, loyal, disloyal, whatever, man. If you don't watch yourself, it just can happen, man, you know? So shout outs to her brother, man, you know, rest in peace. But where that sucks. But yeah, Spanish dude rock the kid, right? The black kid. And they getting it rocking. Boom. After it was all over, CEOs come in. They don't have no clue what the hell's going on. They come in on some new joint, right? They looking at dude's knuckles, right? At dude's knuckles and shit. And so I'm like, all right, I put out my knuckles or whatever, whatever. And you know, they looking at all these knuckles and all that. And the two dudes that was fighting, they looked at their knuckles and just left them there. Yo, these dudes are like beat up. This one dude is like bleeding from his head right here. The black kid's jaw is all bleeding and messed up. And they left him in there. They ended up taking out two other dudes. You heard? So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. That was comedy to me. So I was like, all right, I gotta get it. I'm with a little. These dudes are a little bit older, so I might have to get it shaken or whatever because I didn't get it shaken on the ball building. You heard? So yeah, they took out the wrong dudes. So now, of course, these dudes is throwing threats at each other and all that and all that and all that, going back and forth. Yo, I'm gonna get you. You did some sucker shit. You sucker punch me, this and that, all that. Two older dudes too. So after it was all said and done, like 2 or 3 days go by. 2 or 3 days go by. I'm still in the same house. You see, I'm chilling. I was in there for some bullshit too. I got caught smoking in a park, right? And I was writing graffiti. So those are two violations that I had at the same time. And like I said, I had already racked up so many violations that, they was putting me in jail for it already. Yeah, so I was on the island this time for some real dumb shit, you heard? But yeah, I'm watching these two dudes fight, and they didn't take them out. They left them in there, whatever. So, boom. 2 days later, we go in the commissary, right? We go into the commissary. We on the line, and they get it rocking again. Boom. The black kid, I guess, decided like, yo, you snuffed me last time. I gotta get my snuff back. So the black kid snuffed him, right? Boom. And they getting it rocking. Boom, 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 boom. But this time, the COs can't even get to him at all. You know what I mean? Because niggas is behind over there. They just can't get to him at all because there's like a house coming out and a house going in, plus our house. It was just chaos. And it was crazy how nothing else popped off in that situation because they were just prisoners everywhere. But anyway, they getting it rocking, boom, boom. They shooting the fair one this time, boom, boom, boom. Again, I wouldn't say nobody won because the Spanish kid was grabbing, the black kid was shooting fire, whatever. It was a fair fight, both of them. But this time, they came, they getting it rocking, boom, 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 boom. The cops came, and this time they took them out, and escorted them out. And what's funny, I ended up seeing the black kid down the road and asking him, like, yo, what happened there, bro? Like, why y'all dudes was fighting? You heard? And he was like, nigga, I don't know. All I know is that he snuffed me. And I could see in the black kid's voice that he had like an accent. So now I could probably understand what happened. Maybe the Spanish kid said something to him and he just didn't understand it. You heard? And the Spanish kid rocked him. And that's just how that went. You heard? Yeah, so I ended up seeing the black kid down the road, and he explained, like, I don't know what was wrong with Duke, but they ended up taking him out. I wasn't on the island too long for that one. I maybe did like a week or two or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I ain't even gonna lie. That time that I was on the island too, I was smoking bud on the island with the YGs. See what I'm saying? They was running around. That's when the YGs was on the island. I'm pretty sure they still there, the YGs. You know what I'm saying? I was boom smoking it with them. You know what I mean? Getting high in the bathroom, blowing the trees into the vent. You already know. Young CO didn't care. She was a young girl. Niggas had her on lock. It was cool. You know what I mean? So I came home from that stupid little dumb charges that I had. You heard? Word. Let me see now. Third time on the island, right? Third time on the island. No, it was 10 up, but where my son got jumped too, where he had the bubble and all that. I think it was Orland King's house. And at that time, my son was blood. So yeah, going back to that little cut, it was 10 up. I remember now. You know what I mean? But yeah, coming back to my third time on Rikers Island. You know what I mean? Now, this is the only time that I had to have a fight on Rikers Island. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't even that time. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying, that you know that I wasn't scared because this is my third time on Rikers Island. And again, you don't know. This is a whole different world you enter in. You heard? For you dudes who don't know, and you think that Rikers Island is like the streets, it's not like the streets, bro. Everything that you know about the streets, you could erase that because it's a whole different chapter. You heard? That you have to learn, bro. If you're gonna live that life, you heard? You can't be no killer and not know what's going on in there, bro. Because when you show up in there, it's where you really got to show if you're a killer or not. You heard? And if you really not a killer, anybody could shoot a gun and anybody could do that. But if you really a killer, that's where it's gonna show. You heard? Word. And even now, 2022 is crazy. The gang banging and all that on Rikers Island is ridiculous. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to go through that, man, just don't even get involved. That's my best advice to anybody. You know what I mean? Word. Because I was, like I said, one of the lucky ones who went through the experience, but there's a lot of dudes who went through in the 90s and a lot of dudes who did time and a lot of dudes that I know who come home with severe rippings or stab wounds or battle scars from wars that they've been through to survive in these places. You heard? And God forbid that I ever have to see some of these places. You know what I mean? Only if I have to. I don't want to, but God forbid that I ever have to. You heard? And that's why I pray to God that nobody messes with my family. None of that, bro, because that's the only time I'm probably gonna really see one of these places. You heard? But anyway, back to my third time on Rikers Island. You heard? So this is like the only time I ever had to have a fight. This is the only time I ever had a problem. And it was crazy because again, I'm on Rikers Island for some dumb shit. I ended up holding something and I ended up getting caught with it. And I'm back on Rikers Island. So this time they're trying to give me, a year. They're trying to give me a year because it's my third time on Rikers Island. They're trying to give me that big old year. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, it's my third time back on Rikers Island. You heard I'm coming through. I'm back on a 3 building, right? Back on the 3 building, chilling. Well, not chilling because I'm in jail. But a lot more experience and then whatever. So now I'm on the 3 building. I'm not even expecting nothing because I've been through this already. You know what I'm saying? I've been through all this already. So like my swag was already on. Like, all right, I came through here. I went through C-74. Nothing really popped off. Which I'm lying because I done see mad stuff popped off. I done see mad juveniles get their wigs popped off and all that. But I'm talking about as far as me, and I can only talk as far as me. These are things that I experience. Whether they soft, hardcore, or pussy, or strong points, or however y'all want to look at it. This is the way I saw it, and I can only tell it like that. You see what I'm saying? True stories, no gimmicks. You heard? But anyway, third time on Rikers Island, right? I'm fucking tight because now I feel like I'm too old to be on Rikers Island. Boom. I get into this fight with some black kid, right? Now I'm a grown ass man at this time. I'm probably like 27, 28. I got caught with my son on the block. And he went up north because he had parole and all that. I'm back on Rikers Island over some dumb shit again. So here we are. It's Fish Friday. See what I'm saying? Fish Friday. Oh, bullshit. I wasn't even back on the 3 building yet. I'm back on the C-74 building, right? I'm in the C-74 building, adults, right? Because I guess they switched it or something. They just wasn't juveniles no more. They had adults coming through to get processed there before you went anywhere else. So I'm on the 4 building holding cell. And anybody been to the 4 building holding cell is a big black cell as soon as you come in that goes from one cell into another cell. And it's just cops sitting there. You're going to see a desk with cops just sitting there. It's just like getting registered in. You know what I mean? You're not in the building yet. You're getting processed. So yeah, it can go down there too. You know what I'm saying? It could definitely go down right there. So I'm sitting in this cell, I'm minding my business, I'm talking to my Aki. You see what I'm saying? We've been together through the whole joint. We already went through the tunes with this dude, all that. Aki. You see what I'm saying? Older dude. So he done, we done knew each other a little bit. I knew he don't eat this and he know I don't eat that. You know what I mean? So we would trade that off to each other. You see what I'm saying? So here comes Fish Friday. You know what I'm saying? Here comes Fish Friday. We on the 4 building. We just got there out the tombs. You see what I'm saying? And the funny shit is that we got there super quick. And that's another thing about jail, bro. I'm gonna tell you, you dudes, you young dudes, and you old dudes who've been there, y'all already know. It's super quick to get there, bro. It don't take no time at all to get you there, bro. But it's a bitch to get out. You heard? Word. And the longer you sit in there, the longer it feels. You heard? Word. But anyway, I'm with my Aki, right? So my Aki dude is like, yo, I know you don't eat the fish. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, Aki, you already know. You can have the fish. You know what I mean? Just give me whatever vegetable you got. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that they had corn or something or potato or whatever the fuck they had on the bullshit Rikers Island plate when you first get there. You heard? So, he's like, yo, give me the fish and, I'll give you whatever vegetables and the fruit. So I'm like, you got it, son. You can have that. You know? So here we are. We on the line, you know what I'm saying? Getting the food or whatever. As I walk by, son, this fucking black dude goes and sticks like, or I'm not even sure if he stuck his finger in it or whatever, or if he just went to do it because like I didn't even look at the fucking food. But yeah, he did some funny shit and went like he said he did something like, yo, you don't want that, right? I could have sworn that's what he said out his mouth. Oh, you don't want that, right? And like he like either touched it with his finger or some shit, like I said, or went to touch it or whatever. So I just stopped and looked at that nigga. I just stopped right there and just looked at him. You see what I'm saying? Word to everything. True stories, no gimmicks, bro. Nothing to front about, son. You heard what I'm saying? I don't lie about nothing, bro. If I get snuffed and didn't do nothing, I say I got snuffed and didn't do nothing. You feel me? True stories, no gimmicks. Boom, I'm looking at son now, right? Like that. So boom, he walks back into the cell. So here goes the Aki, right? The Aki's like, yo, let me get that. I'm like, nah, son, I wait for son to come back in the cell, right? Because now, I like I said, I've been getting a free ride. I've been going through Rikers Island, really, really no problems towards me. But now I feel like I gotta handle this. You know what I'm saying? So boom, the Aki comes. He's like, yo, let me see that fish. So I'm like, nah, son, you don't want this. You see what I'm saying? I was like, this his shit. And I pointed at Duke. And Duke is just looking at me like, well, I was like, yo, you this is your shit, right? You stuck your fucking hand in it, right? You wanted it, right? So now he's looking confused, right? He's over there talking with his homies, and I ain't gonna lie, he had a little couple dudes with him though. You see, but this is where it's gonna go down. If it's gonna happen right here because I'm not trying to go into the building, you know what I'm saying, and end up dog food. So boom. So since he was acting all stupid and nonchalant, I walked the plate over to him, and I'm like, "Yo, this is yours, right? You put your fucking hands in it, right?" So now his homies is looking at me. His homies is looking at me, right? Like, and I'm like, nah, you're fucking man. You know what I'm saying? Put your fucking hand in the plate. Nigga don't know me, nigga. You see what I'm saying? And I don't have nothing expensive on. At this time, I got on a fucking sweatsuit. No, I don't got nothing expensive on. So I'm ready to play. So boom. Duke did like some funny, oh no, he didn't even do that yet. Right. So I'm like, oh, so you don't want the plate? And I threw it in the trash right in front of him. Right. I threw it in the trash right in front of him. And like he went to do some fucking funny movement. I grabbed him and I threw him against the gate. Right. So he took off his jacket. We shooting the fair one, right? We shooting the fair one, trying to not let the police see or whatever. So again, you see what I'm saying? It's like through the little bit of time trying not to pull, I can't really get him the way I want to beat him up. But I mean, it goes both ways because I see that he was trying to like fake slam me and he couldn't slam me or whatever, and I'm giving him elbows to his back while he's trying to slam me. You see what I'm saying? And everybody's trying to hold it down, trying to cover the cell so the police don't see me. You see what I'm saying? So we got a couple of elbows in on each other, a couple of throws on the floor. You see what I'm saying? But now he's talking crazy. Now I'm trying to tell the nigga like, yo, son, don't disrespect me. You feel me? You see my shit, don't fucking bother me. You heard? But he didn't care. The nigga was just like, yo, fuck that. His boys is talking shit. So now I'm like, oh, hell no, bro. So, somebody suggested, he was like, yo, you could request where that nigga's going. You could go to, you could tell the CO you want to go to his house. So Duke just looked at me after that, right? Like he just looked at me after Duke said that. I said I could go to his house. So I'm telling the CO like, yo, wherever this nigga is right here, bro, I want to go to his house, bro. And he just kept yelling, oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So, I'm assuming this dude is blood. So, I go to whoever he's with. I'm like, listen, I don't got beef with blood, bro. You feel me? I don't got no disrespect for blood. I got disrespect for this nigga right here. You see what I'm saying? So they was like, yo, whatever, man. That's between y'all, whatever. So I'm asking, where this dude at? Where this dude at? But whatever. He went his way. I went my way. We never got to see each other again, thank God, because I swear to God, I was gonna smoke this dude over a fucking fish that I don't even eat, dogs. That's the bad part about it. I don't even eat fish, bro. I was gonna beat the blood out of your ass over a fucking piece of fish that I didn't even want. If you would have just asked me for it, you probably could have had it. Or traded me something else like the Aki was doing. You feel me? But you wanted to be a fucking gangster, nigga. You know? And I'm fucking sad sometimes that I didn't get to get you the way I got you. You know, the way I wanted to get you. Cause I know you did that shit to somebody else, homie. You know what I'm saying? You went and tested somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully you got yours for that stupid shit you be doing. Cause there's a lot of stupid niggas out there, B. A lot of stupid niggas, and the most stupidest niggas, you're gonna find them on the island, bro. This is the dumbest niggas where they're gonna try the dumbest shit, and you're gonna see where the real fucking bozos are. You see what I'm saying? They all over there. You feel me? But anyway, that's how that story went. Boom, same trip on the island. I'm coming back to court now in the pens. You know what I'm saying? And this is really the main fight. You know what I mean? Between that one, this is why to me, I only say it's one fight, even though it was two situations. But to me, it was only one fight. You see what I'm saying? So here I am, right? I'm coming back to court in the pens. I got on a fucking all blue and white army suit for all my niggas back in the days in the 90s who wore the army suits with the buckets and the Timbs. You already know what it is. You already know what I was doing. So yeah, I got the all blue and white army suit, Navy, you know what I'm saying? With the bucket and the Timbs, right? So I'm chilling in the pens. So here comes this dirty blood nigga. He comes and puts his hands on me, right? Oh, you know what I'm saying? I had like a watch. It wasn't really nothing special, but it was a watch. You know what I mean? And that's about it, right? The nigga comes and he takes my shirt and he goes like that, right? And I'm sleeping. I'm like this. I'm like this. You know, in the pens like a bozo. I don't even know why I was even doing that. But you know, a nigga be tired, whatever. Son, you'll understand if you ever go through the situation, you know? Hopefully you don't. But yeah, you know, a nigga's wrestling like this before court, and I feel this nigga go like this to me and look under my shit, right? So when he looked under my shit, I'm like, the fuck you doing, bro? He's like, yo, you Latin King? I'm like, nah, motherfucker. And he's like, oh, nah, I seen you before, you fucking Latin King. I said, nigga, I am not no fucking Latin King. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, the nigga threw a punch, boom, caught me. Right? The nigga threw a punch and caught me, right? And you know, in the pens in C-74, you know, those pens are dumb small. They separate you to Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, whatever borough you from. You see what I'm saying? But niggas be set tripping and be saying, you know, they from Manhattan and they really from Brooklyn. They be in there, you know, it's a shopping center basically. That's basically where it's gonna go down. You're gonna get robbed or whatever the fuck is gonna go down, right? So boom, Duke snuffed me, right? And my watch falls off. My watch falls off, right? And it's like it slid off over there. He picks it up. So after Duke snuffed me, and you know, and the watch falls off, you know, I'm fake bleeding, and the CO comes. He like, hey, what's going on in here? You know what I'm saying? And this one I remember fucking clearly, because I'm telling you. Anyway, boom, the CO comes, and he's like, yo, what the hell's going on in here? So he looks at me and shit. He's like, yo, what happened to you? I was like, ain't nothing happened to me. He's like, yo, you sure? You sure? He's like, come to the gate. I was like, nah, I'm good. Right? I'm just saying, I'm not even looking at that nigga. Like, I don't even want that nigga talking to me. You feel me? But I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know? So boom. CO walks away. Duke looks at me. I'm looking at him. I already know I'm gonna pop his head off. As soon as we get on this bus, I'm gonna pop his head off, right? So he throws back, he like slides the watch back on the floor to me, right? And he's like, yo, hold that down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at that time, I didn't understand what he was doing, but now I understand. It was like, you know, like you held it down, you get your shit back, my nigga. You know what I mean? But you know, I was like I said, I wasn't with it. I was like, nah. I took the watch and I slid the shit back to him, and I'm like, nah, you hold that down. So now he's looking at me like, you see what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, you hold it down, bro. Don't worry about it. I'll be back for that. When I go to court right now, I'm gonna get remanded. I ain't going nowhere, dogs. So don't even worry about it. You see what I'm saying? I'll be back for that. So he held it. He was like, all right, he held it. And I never got to see the dude again. Yo, but when I tell you YouTube dudes that I got this dude's face tattooed in my brain, bro. It's on my skull. That if I ever see this dude again, bro, I'm gonna fucking wash his fucking boots out. I don't care if he's with his girl, with his mom's, none of that. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna have to put up his hands because I'm beat him, beat him, and beat him. You see what I'm saying? For trying to take advantage of a dude. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I never got to see him again, neither. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna combine that with the one to the other thing, and that's why I combined it all up in one fight. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, God forbid if I ever see that dude again, I'm gonna hurt that nigga. You know what I mean? And hopefully it won't be on Rikers Island. Hopefully I can see him somewhere else. But wherever I see that nigga, I'm gonna do him dirty. See what I'm saying? And that's just that word. So wherever you at, if you watching this and you know me, you recognize me, nigga, Big Son, just know that I'm gonna fucking do you filthy, nigga. You heard? Anyway, boom. Let me see what else happened that third time that I was on Rikers. Oh, I seen a CO get knocked out. You heard by some OG nigga who just came from up north. You know, the OG nigga was tight that the CO bitch was messing with his magazines or whatever. Son two-pieced her, boom. Hit her with one, hit her with another one on the way down. Police came in, washed his ass up. See what I'm saying? It's just crazy out there on that island. You heard? It's just bananas, bro. And every day you see that alarm go off, man. And mostly always in the same buildings, man. You know what I'm saying? In them same buildings that I mentioned, OBCC, C74, them alarms is going off 24 hours a day. You heard? 24 hours a day. Yeah. So son knocked out the CO bitch. You know, they came and they washed him up real quick. Boom, 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 boom. It was over for him. You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure wherever he went, they washed him up. You see what I'm saying? Word. And that's about it, man. I mean, I got this last time on the island that just happened in 2012. It's hopefully my last time on the island, but this is my last time on since I've been on the island. I've been on the island since 2012. Hopefully, they won't have to be there no more. Like I said, hopefully, people leave my family alone because that's the only time I'm ever going to see that place again. Feel me? I'm a grown ass man. I'm done with the streets and all that. But if you play with my family, I might have to see that place again. You heard? But anyway, last time on Rikers Island, and I'm gonna say this was the most craziest, and I'm gonna say it was the most craziest because this time I was on the sixth building where you really don't see no violence and all like that. You know what I mean? But it was getting it cracking, yo. It was getting it cracking on the sixth building, bro. I used to deliver food from the five building, and the niggas from the sixth building had beef with niggas from the five building, and they would get it on when they was picking up the food. You would see them getting it on right there. Boom, 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 boom. One guard holding it all down. He couldn't hold it down, man. They be food every fucking where. Forget about it, bro. I seen this dude pull out a fucking knife from the kitchen this big, man, on the nigga. Yeah, police didn't want to get involved, son. You heard? So I'm like, yo, on the sixth building, it was going crazy. You heard? So yeah, that was my last little time there, my little sixth building bid, where I went through there. I seen a lot. You know, I was in C74. I started off in C74 again. Seen a couple of little juvenile fights, but this time I'm coming through as an OG. Niggas looking at me like, yo, OG, OG, OG. You know what I mean? I ain't really, you know, like I said, I always had a swag. And like I said earlier in the video, thank God that, you know, I ain't never really had to face the violence like that because there's others who've had it worse than me. You heard? I'm only telling you my experience. You heard? So yeah, I'm on the sixth building. I see a dude get ripped on the visiting hall for no reason. You see what I'm saying? Over some girl. When you go to visiting hall, you wear some gray jumpsuit and all that. So like you could really see the blood. Dude ripped him all down his back. He was screaming. He was on the floor. It was crazy, man. And you know, the little 4 months I just did on the sixth building in 2012 was like the craziest time I ever did on Rikers Island. Word, because like I said, these niggas is already established. The sixth building is a place where you're already doing your time, whatever you got sentenced to, whatever or whatever. But yeah, I almost had a little incident there too. You know, niggas' crib got raided. You know, I ended up getting caught. I ended up, you know, copping out to little 6 to 5 year. So my little 6 months that I had to do on the sixth building, you know, I went through after the crib got raided. And as soon as I went through there, I'm with the adults. I'm coming through as an OG. I see mad niggas I know, so it's a different situation. You heard? But yeah, but this is a different building. Now you see niggas fighting over petty shit, oranges, coffee, sugar, bullshit like that. You heard? That niggas could smuggle in or whatever, cigarette, tobacco, and all of that. That's what was going on in this building. But it was going on for it. You heard? They was getting it on for that. And boom, I came through the three, like I said, I came through on the last time in the 4 building. I was watching the juveniles getting it on. Niggas was still doing the shaving the head and all that to themselves and all that. Then I came through the 3 building. When I did like 2 weeks on the 3 building, it was going down there too. All these kids were smoking, getting high, chilling. That K2 shit wasn't on the scene yet. You know what I mean? Niggas was still smoking bud and tobacco. Niggas was getting drug tested on the island and all this new shit that I never seen, because it had been some time. It was like since the 90s that I haven't went up to the island. And then I'm up there in 2012, you know what I'm saying? I see this Chinese kid get the shit beat out of him just because he didn't know English. You understand? They trying to pull him off the phone, and son would not let go of the phone, but they smoking him, and you know that's messed up because he had no idea what the hell was going on, why they was even smoking him. But they was trying to pull him off the phone. He wouldn't get off the phone. What's this? This is all on the 6 building where the police control the phone. They were still trying to extort son for his pen. Now, that's another thing niggas was getting it on for. The little pin numbers that they got now, because before the phones was free, you could just get on it. If you had strength, you could just stay on as long as you want. Niggas couldn't tell you shit. You know what I mean? And that's who you was if you was holding it down like that. But now, the phone belongs to the CO and you got all these pin numbers and all that. So niggas is trying to extort other niggas for their pin, and that's how most of the fights was going down. You feel me? Or and like I said, man, you know what I mean? This is my story. I don't know about other people's stories and their experiences. If you had some wild experience of Rikers Island, get on the YouTube, make yourself a channel and tell the world, man, especially these young kids, because these young kids get caught up in crimes and they don't understand that they headed to a world that they're not ready for. Unless you're really ready to fight and you a fighting type dude, you know what I'm saying? And you're not afraid of getting cut or nothing like that, then all right. But if you feel that right there, bro, then just stay humble, man. Get a job and do your thing, bro. Stay yourself out of the prison system because you can get lost in there, son. And them cops don't care about you. Them judges don't care about you. The only ones who care about you is your family at home, wishing that nothing happens to you because they know where you at. You heard? Word. But back to this last bid, I'm walking through the 6 building. Everything's going smooth. You know what I'm saying? I don't really got no problems. At this time, I got outside clearance. I'm getting to go outside. I see the bloods, the way the bloods extorting every fucking body who comes through. I see the king niggas all they getting along now. They all doing this thing. I'm taking it to the yard, getting bronky. That's what it is on the last time I was there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really, have to do anything or get into anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was just doing the push-ups, reading, lifting the weights until I go home. You're word. And just trying to see if I forgot anything, man. Word, because I done seen a couple more things on Rikers Island that I know I just can't remember right now. But it gets crazy. Oh, I done seen them have a nigga dance. Yo, I seen them have a nigga dancing with his foot in the toilet. The nigga had his foot in the toilet, like straight dancing, holding his nose, dancing. I seen some other niggas that they had dancing like 3 niggas in a row. It was like triplets. They had these niggas dancing like ballerinas and shit. You know what I mean? And what's funny about that is that I was watching another jail channel and I heard Duke saying the same thing about how niggas had niggas like ballerinas. And I'm like, yo, I seen that before. Word, I seen niggas like that dancing before. I done seen niggas get crazy extorted for everything they have. All that, man. It's just a dangerous world, man. Like I said, if you ain't ready for it, stay out of it. You know what I mean? And for those watching, for those who was expecting some violent, crazy story, sorry to disappoint you, but like I can only tell you from what I experienced. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, there's more other stories, but it just don't really come to mind. I'm only giving you what comes to mind. But when it comes to mind, I'll put it back up there. You know what I'm saying? So subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. You heard? Word. And I probably won't have too many crazy jail stories, but I got a lot of crazy hood stories, bro. You know what I'm saying? Of shit that I've done been through and things that my crew has suffered and even my family, man. So you stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? You subscribe to the channel, you leave your comment, you holler at me. You know what I mean? Holler back. Let me know anything about any experiences that you ever had on Rikers Island. If you ever went through any of these crazy things, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I probably left a whole bunch of crap out because, like I said, there's a whole bunch of things I got to leave out because, this is YouTube and you can't really talk like that, Can't be really like, I don't really like to promote violence like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm only telling you, my little experience from what I seen there at the little times I was there. You know what I mean? I seen blood. I seen Duke get jumped. I seen niggas representing, not giving up their shit. I done got into it myself over pettiness. It's just a stupid ass world, and jail sucks. And anybody who's been there knows that I'm not lying, bro. You heard? So you already know. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I'll holler.